Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. I'm just getting everything ready for our next live stream. Just taking a nice screenshot there. Lovely. So, here we are folks at the brand new ORBX Gothenburg in Sweden. Really nice scenery. I just flew in here in the DC-6 in the winter, overcast, drizzling 2 degrees, and made a hash of it on the final approach because of a misconfigured gauge. So I decided that I would grab some dinner for half an hour and get back on. This time in a GA aircraft. So let's just do some views of the airfield from afar. Got a nice little lake down there, and you can see the main motorway traveling past the airfield. If we zoom in, we can see some what looks like construction going on the north approach. And then that, let's see, just trying to distinguish where the edges of the scenery package finish, and an ORBX Central and ORBX Vector begin. I'm not 100% sure on some of these textures. You can see with these lakes, there's some black weird textures popping up that shouldn't be there. You can see in various places, and that's just the scenery tile. The way the scenery is compiled, I'm not 100% sure why that happens. There's probably some way of fixing it, but as with many things in P3D and in this whole platform, you could be here till you're 60 just fixing things and never actually enjoying flying around. So hey Jacob, good to see you. Good to see you. So we've got lovely lakes. Of course, as we know, Sweden is the land of 1,000 lakes. I think that's what it's called. But what we're going to do, there's unfortunately no ATC online at the moment. The shaders and the lighting right now, though, is beautiful. This is all default. This is all, sorry, custom. I've set it to summer on purpose because I wanted to see all the summer textures, and just wanted to see how the performance worked, and just what the PBR looks like on this new airfield. So this is kind of not a review, but a mini in-depth. So on my system, if you want to know what my computer specs are, they are in the About Us page on the YouTube channel, and I have those updated. I just flew in the DC-6. I just flew in the DC-6 in the overcast rain in winter on VATSIM, and the performance was really good. So I'm very happy. ORBX has definitely come a very long way in their scenery development, and you can see there they've got an actual overpass. Oh my goodness, I can actually go underneath it. That's cool. I didn't think you could actually do that, but that's really cool. I wonder, no, I'm sure not. Yeah, I'm sure not. You knew what I was thinking. You knew what I was thinking. Okay, so we have our first massive building to the north face of the runway. Little car park there. Really long building there, I'm not quite sure. And again, just car parks. DHL. Ah, interesting. I wonder what DHL aircraft land and take off. That's quite high resolution texturing there. That's quite nice. I like that. It's a nice building too. The coloring on the sides, and they've done a really good job. Like, they're genuinely details that you'll never care about 99% of the time, but it's when you're flying that GA aircraft and you just want to have a stroll around. You notice these things. They've even got the CCTV camera model there. Like, this is genuinely stuff they genuinely don't need to do. Excuse me. There's a little outhouse there. This is genuinely stuff they really don't need to do in the grand scheme of things. But they do it anyway, because it's ORBX. And they've got a really good handle on things. I really sincerely hope that ORBX, the likes of the ORBX scenery, is portable to the new Microsoft 2020. Do you have any experience with the PMGG 777? Think of getting it for training purposes. The scenery looks really good. Yes, I do. I have flown. I do have the Trip 7, the PMGG Trip 7 for P3D version 4. I do fly it, not as often as I used to, because now I have other aircraft that I'm flying, like the Queen of the Skies and various things. But I do return to it from time to time. Look at that spiral staircase. Again, not something that you really need to do. I mean, they could be saving polygons. But no. And the performance is still good. So that is it's obviously a bit over sharpened as a texture, but again, if you're not viewing it straight up close, that extra sharpening helps make it look crisp. So this is the loading base for all of the goods. So if we just kind of... I'm afraid I don't know any Swedish, so... Okay, so circling around the first main terminal area that we've got here. Okay, we've got fans on the roof. Are they spinning? No, they don't have any spinning elements to them. Nothing else there does either. No. I've got some people. I have pretty much everything turned on in the scenery configurator. There's a TNT thing there. Yeah, except for the static aircraft models, of course. I always turn static aircraft off because I'd like to try and fly on VATSIM, and you don't like having static aircraft around on VATSIM. So yeah, he's just running around. And we've got ourselves a flashing light there. And these are just like basic ORBX ground elements. Got some crates, cones, random stuff. The gates, we've got some good looking gates there. Unfortunately, let me just go and check. No, okay, yeah, let me double check. The gates are still not working. I've got to fix this. But I've genuinely got to fix this. My sewed jetways are not loading. That's the only thing that's wrong here, and I'll have to get on top of that and figure out why. But you see, there's like a central building here that is, it's 3D. Okay, yeah, we've got like a central area. That's cool. And the control tower. Let's go see the control tower. The vantage point from the control tower now. The control tower looks a bit set back compared to... Yeah, and there's nothing inside. It feels fairly set back, actually, off the airport. I mean, from here you can't really see too much of the aircraft when they're on the stand. So I don't know how that... I wouldn't feel as comfortable controlling from a tower like that. I would rather be much closer to what's going on. But anyway, so this is the summer, obviously. We were just flying in the winter in the previous live stream. And I think I should have the 3D grass turned on. And yes, I do have some 3D grass turned on. And again, I mean, if you zoom into this, I mean, this is pretty acceptable stuff. So yeah. So taxiway wise, we have the central runway here. We've got some taxiway backtrack circle backs there. We've got a high-speed exits for the different runways that you're coming down. That one there and that one there, and then a midway there. That's the one I came in on. That's on Delta right there. I took Delta Yankee, I think, and then I don't know. So this runway has a Cat 3B ILS, which is basically the best. You don't need anything better than that, because apparently this airport suffers so badly from fog. And of course that is because Sweden is flat and it rolls directly off the sea. All the moisture rolls off the sea from that direction. Okay, so that's kind of a very brief look around the airfield. We're going to be flying the Bonanza today. We're going to be taking off and just doing some exploring. We're going to explore Gothenburg, and then we're going to come back and do a circuit and then a landing. So today we're flying in Sierra Echo Charlie Victor Tango. Why was that really hard for me to say? I'm usually not bad at that. Sierra Echo Charlie Victor Tango. That's not. Okay. Anyway, beautiful aircraft. Let's just take a screenie of that, because that looks good. And I'm all for lovely skins that look good. But what angle to take it at is the question. And I also like a scenery that produces a good ground shadow, because we all know that those sceneries that do not produce good ground shadows. Anyway, okay. That's definitely not. There you go. Now, okay, I'm all of a sudden down to 18 FPS, and I think it's the Bonanza. The Bonanza is more frame heavy than a number of the other A2A aircraft. It's more frame heavy, I feel, than the P3Dv4.5 DC6, which is saying something. Just make sure that everything in the stream is doing okay. Yep, looks fine. Okay, while the cabin just devents. There we go. Just open that up. That should clear pretty soon. Let's do. Ooh, excuse me. Let's do a quick check of the surfaces here. Let's rig this baby up. Yeah, so we've not done much flying on this since I reinstalled the aircraft, so everything's fine. And of course, it's got all of the bells and whistles. So, ooh, look at that. That does look good, though. Ooh, oh, that does look good. It's a lovely skin. I found this offline. Yeah, that's a nice skin. Okay, so we have. Ooh. Okay. Let's just grab our passenger. Let's go with Heidi. Heidi's always worth bringing along for the ride. And that's what I wanted. Okay, cabin. Control wheel lock removed. Battery. There we go. Fuel quantity gauges checked. Yeah, both full. Fuel selector. Desired tank on the left. Flaps extend. All the way. Batteries off. Ignition off. Okay, let's go outside. Just check that the luggage is locked. The tie down is gone from there. Check all the linkages, they look good. A little bit of wobble there, that's fine. We shouldn't have any problems today because this is basically a new aircraft. That looks shiny. A little bit of flap wobble, looking good. Linkages both look good. Well, there's nothing in the tip tanks today. I'm not going to be using the tip tanks. They're just there because I want to fly the tip tanks. That's fine. I want to fly this aircraft with the tip tanks. So, okay, yeah, obviously that's full. Sump that. That's fine. Yep, 10 quarts. This is basically a brand new aircraft. Yeah, check for proper inflation. That is full. Make sure those two are off. Check the condition of that. That's empty. Check those linkages. Again, a little bit of wobble there in the flap. That's fine. Linkages are good. And back inside. Okay. Let's just open the cowl flap shutter. The scenery looks really good. Because I got my type rating coming up and want to practice some procedural stuff. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. You've got your type rating on the 777 coming up. Wow, that's so cool. If I would say if speaking for this sim platform, basically if you buy the PMDG 777-200 and -300, I have both, you will never be dissatisfied with them as add-ons. They are ridiculously accurate for what they are. You really can't get anything better for that kind of price range. The only better thing that you could really be doing is flying in the full cockpit, full cockpit 6-axis, cabin simulators that they give you in the airlines to clock up some hours for your type rating. But in your own time, PMDG 777 is where it's at. If you want to practice stuff, I definitely would agree with that. Okay. Just make sure our various control surfaces work. No, I don't want to save this. Go away. Go away! I do not want to save this. Okay, we're not flying on VATSIM today because there's basically no... I mean, I would if there was some ATC, but there's not, unfortunately. So, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, so upon entering cabin, pre-flight complete. Passengers briefed. Seatbelts and shoulder harnesses on. Flaps up. Radios off. Circuit breakers in. Yes, in. Autopilot is off. Yes. Rotating beacon on. Flaps are up. Rotating beacon is on. Fuel selector is desired tank. That's on the left. And gear is down. Okay. Mixture. Rich. Prop. Full. Throttle. Oh. Went straight from there to engine start? Okay. BAT and alt switches on. Check green gear lights. 3 checked. Auxiliary pump on until fuel flow goes into the green. Where is my fuel pump? Where is my fuel pump? Cow flaps. Ah! Okay, there it is. And my fuel flow is there. So essentially, oh, it's, yeah. Yeah, it's basically I needed to put the throttle full and leave it full. But okay, mag throttle cracked 1/4 of an inch and shout clear prop. Yep. Mag start switch. Come on, where are the mags? This shows you how long it's been since I've flown this. Where are the mags? Okay, think. Piper. Think. Mags in a Piper. Not going to be on the roof or anything stupid like that. Nope. Mags in a Piper. I thought the mags were tied into the fuel injection in the ignition switch. Defrost, cabin heat. Let me try that again. No, the mags are there. R and L. What am I saying? Was there anything I missed? No, battery and alt switches on. Check gear light. Auxiliary pump on until fuel flow goes into the eighth. Throttle cracked. Mags start to start. Oil pressure check. Did I flood the engine? Okay, I'm not sure about that. How that didn't work, but there we go. I think I may have accidentally flooded the engine. But anyway, we're 122.8. No ATC on today, of course, but there we are. Let's turn on the navs. Pitot heat. Headphones. Cow flaps are open. Avionics are on. Oil temperatures coming into the green. Oil pressures in the green. It's holding. Amps are good. Cylinder heads are in the green. Fuel in both tanks. EGT is low. That's fine. That's just lean for ground operations. And cow flaps are open. Taxi. Radios on. Transponder is on out. Like so. Heading indicator set. We're going to be taking off runway. Runway 03 today, which is 025 on the heading. And I know that because I just landed here not that long ago. 025 set. Landing gear indicator is still green. That is correct. 3 greens. Radio ATIS, we don't need that at the moment. Parking brake release. Brakes test on initial roll. At the moment I'm getting some pretty bad condensation. And what I need to do, not the panel lights, what I need is some, well, it's already clearing, but I need some heat. Okay, defrost, cabin, pull, to get some heat coming in. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. There we go. Okay, guys. Sorry for the wait, but there we go. That's us good to go. So let's go and explore Gothenburg. Yeah, so as soon as I jump into the aircraft, I get like 17, 18 FPS, but as soon as I go external, I'm back up to like 30 to 40 FPS, so it's, let's just follow the yellow line. Hello? Oh, that's a Cessna building there. Very good. Yeah, I'll definitely fly here. Now that I've got the scenery, I'm starting to... I've kind of gradually been building my Scandinavian scenery library up, and I've got enough airports in regional areas now for Scandinavia that I could really do some fun Scandinavian ops, which I'm planning on doing. So... Oh, I should have. I'll turn further up. So yeah, I mean, performance of this scenery is beautiful. I just wish my there's always something not working, and for me, currently it's the SOD jetways. So I've got to either update SOD or troubleshoot SOD because it's currently not loading properly. None of my jetways actually appear, so there's that. Okay, yeah, we've got 15 knot wind from the north, which it isn't a big deal because it's coming right the way down the runway. It's just I will double check that there is no ATC online at the moment, because if there is, I would definitely rather fly on VATSIM than not at the moment. But I'm fairly confident there'll definitely be some good ATC online for tomorrow. It being the release weekend of this airfield, and it being a Saturday. Yeah, there's still nothing. That's fine. It's a Friday. I mean, Friday evenings are usually pretty good, but... Okay, so we're going to taxi down to the end of the taxiway here, and then turn right onto runway 03, take off, and then we'll do a left-hand turn out. We'll fly over Gothenburg. We'll just go check out Gothenburg, and then we'll get some nice views of this scenery from the air. And then we'll fly down the coast a little bit and then turn back up and come back up to land. Actually, no, we'll come back up, do a touch and go around in the circle and then land again. So we could probably take off. Yeah, we definitely take off from midfield here. So yeah, that frame drop when you go inside the Bonanza cockpit. Okay, close that up. Taxi, radios on, transponder is on out, altimeters set, heading indicator is set, landing gear indicator is green, it's good. Radios are on ATIS, yeah, we don't need that, park brake released. We didn't test the brakes, let's just test those now. Brakes tested. Okay, run up. We will do the run up at the hold. Yeah, I really need to do more flying in the Bonanza. You know what? I'm going to have to do a series a ferry flight series with the Bonanza, much like I did with the Cherokee long time ago when the Cherokee first came out. I did a ferry flight across from Nuuk. I need to do a ferry flight with the Bonanza, just to break it in, you know. I could do a ferry flight from what's it called? What's that place in Maine? That ORBX airfield in Maine. It's not Bowerman. That's the one on the west coast. I'm drawing a blank at this point. It's on the tip of my tongue. Just open that up, see if I can remember. ORBX Central, here we go. Loading libraries. Okay. It's K some Bar Harbor? No. No, it's not that one. It's near there. Nantucket is good too. Bowerman, not Bowerman. Oh, come on, where is it? Coffs Harbor. It's in the American. That was the high-speed turnoff, so it's the next right. No, it would be in the American section, which is Nantucket, Catalina, Bar Harbor. Is it Bar Harbor? Yeah, no, it is Bar Harbor. Yes, that's where I'm talking about. Okay, so plan is to do a ferry flight in the Bonanza from Bar Harbor to where? Here, Gothenburg in Sweden? That might be a nice trek. Yeah. I could definitely do that. How to do it, though, is the question. Okay, so let's just do a run-up at the hold. Actually, while we're here, I'm just going to cross the threshold and swing into the wind for the run-up. Okay, fuel quantity, check. Good on both sides. Left tank, mixture is set to rich, throttle 1700 RPM. Oh, it's manifold pressure, what am I doing? 15, 16, 1700 RPM. Engine instruments, check. Cylinder head temperature, oil pressure still in the green. EGT looks good, okay. And then max. Barely perceptible drop. Oh. Oh. The right mag definitely was maybe fouled up a bit and clogged. Maybe that was the reason for not being able to start it earlier on. Okay, good to go. Before takeoff, controls free and correct. Fuel selector is on the desired tank. Fuel pump is off. Prop full in, engine gauges. Oh, wait until we're on the threshold for props in. You can talk in the chat, folks. Feel free to say hello. So now that we're drawing onto the runway threshold, let's go strobe on, taxi and landing lights on, And let's pop on the instruments. There we go, just for a bit of extra visibility there. And oh, doesn't she look beautiful? Ah, I do love that good crisp ground shadow as well. It looks so immersive when you've got a PBR airport and a PBR, well, not PBR aircraft, but very good looking aircraft. Remember the dashboard shake because of the gear spinning. Okay, 80 knots, nose coming up. Oh, it didn't do that this time. Okay, it's fine. Oh, yeah. That's the characteristic Bonanza wobble. It's a lot more, yeah, there's something in the Bonanza that doesn't like... My FPS is below 20. And then when I go to the outside view, it's above 40. Ah, it is a beautiful airfield. Look at that airfield. The textures are good. The grass textures in there, you can tell there's a lot of variation. You can tell that's not just a man-made texture like a made on a computer. They've actually used ground imaging on that because you can see the lines where the mower has gone up and down in the grass. That's nice. That's nice. ORBX really do a fantastic job these days. I just really hope that we have an option to port our ORBX scenery over to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, because I really just hate to think that I would lose all the goodness that I've invested in with the ORBX products. I know MS 2020 is going to be amazing as well, but if it costs an arm and a leg to be able to live stream their Bing data, then having an offline version with third-party content might fill the gap. Oh, that's a horrible crosswind. Why would you fly an aircraft like this with this much wobble? That's the crosswind. That is all the crosswind. That's not me. Yeah. Huh. Well, well. Lovely scenery though. I love the trees, the autogen. Everything pops. Everything pops really nicely. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. And I'm in a Swedish livery as well. What could be better? That shake back and forwards though. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to go and look in the A2A Bonanza configurator and just make sure I'm turning off a few things that might cause a lower FPS in the cockpit, like the mirror reflection, like that there. That's probably causing me some FPS loss. Definitely. So I'm going to turn that off when I have the chance and see if that helps. So down below, some spiking down below 10 FPS. I mean, that used to be normal to me, but... yeah. Okay, let's see what happens when we turn this into a tailwind, folks. Let's see how the Bonanza deals with a 10-knot tailwind. Yeah, not good. Not good. Not a good plane for windy days. Oh my goodness, I'm already thinking of regretting my decisions planning on a ferry flight across the Atlantic in winter with this thing. Beautiful scenery though. I'm really looking forward. I genuinely really looking forward to doing nice Scandinavian regional airline and GA flying across Scandinavia in the winter and the summer. And talking of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, we all know it's going to be awesome at this point. There's no denying that. But P3D version 4.5 will still be around. They'll still be around, as will X-Plane, still be around, as will Aerofly FS, whatever it is, I'm sure. They will all still have their place. They will still all have their add-on databases, their third-party developers. I'm guessing that people are going to start to... I mean, we really aren't going to fully understand what things are going to be like until we get a pricing plan for MS 2020. Because you're live streaming, because you're download streaming that map data from their servers to be able to create that 3D world to such accuracy, I somehow doubt that they'll ask for us a one-off price, for a one-off fee. I feel like they're going to go subscription based, which if that is the case, it depends how much it's going to be per month, but we'll just have to see. For some people it might, I don't know. And again, all of these scenery developers, how are they going to incorporate their scenery into a sim platform that doesn't need it? It's going to be hard. It genuinely will be hard, unless, like I say, maybe MS 2020 will offer an offline version which has the same scenery as like default FSX. Maybe that would be a way to, and in that version, in the offline version, would be a standalone cost that you pay once, and then you can add third-party scenery too to build it up. Maybe something like that, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. My goodness, this wobble. It's only in the crosswind that I get such horrible shake wobble from side to side. When it's a tailwind, it's actually not that bad. And when it's a headwind, it's not bad. But it's that crosswind that the crosswind is catching that V-tail at the back and just shaking it back and forwards because you don't have a vertical stabilizer. You've got this shakiness going on. It's interesting. Interesting flight dynamics. Anyway, here's me just rambling along. Does anyone else have any thoughts to offer about Microsoft 2020? I'm just going to start throttling down now and losing a bit of speed, and I've got to think about losing some. Let's just go 10.3. There we go. There we go. And it's 0.25, which I already set. So let's just... Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Bringing the prop full forward. Yeah. Starting that bank. We can flatten out now. Lovely scenery. I do love this scenery. Keep having to say it. And there's a nice variation of aircraft that come in to Gothenburg. There's a 787. There's a Qatar 787 that comes into Gothenburg from Doha. I don't think I have any scenery for Doha, but I have to double check. I do have some Saudi Arabian scenery. If Doha is not in Saudi Arabia, then I sincerely apologize. Is this A2A Bonanza? Yes, it is, Randy. Good to see you on the stream. This is indeed the A2A Bonanza. We're doing some touch and goes at the new ORBX Gothenburg scenery. And, got some interesting looking... Ooh, that's weird. Some very shallow, stony water. Kind of looks a bit weird, but okay. Okay. Let's just concentrate on what we're doing here. Yep, and we've got a good localizer and good glide slope. So they definitely work because the PMDG DC6 that I was flying in earlier on the previous live stream this evening, my Nav1 localizer and glide slope were not working, and I was coming down in the fog and screwed it up pretty badly. So if you want to see that approach, the whole rest of the flight was beautiful, which makes me really sad. Anyway, I like the as I come down here, I like the extended runway PAPI line. Oh my goodness. I'm so used to flying GA aircraft that have their wheels stuck down permanently that I always forgot. Forgot that my wheels went down. And I like the yellow lights on the runway instead of the white. And that's a Scandinavian thing, because I know Torp Sandefjord in southern Norway has the same, and a number of... I am snaking around here a bit, and that's the wind. I know a number of other Scandinavian airfields do the yellow lights instead of the white. It just feels more natural to me. The combined bad FPS in the cockpit plus the wind doesn't make for a very steady touchdown there. Okay, going back up. Beautiful. Okay, coming off the localizer now. That is wrong? No? No, that's correct. Just doesn't look completely right, but... Okay. Okay, crosswind. Let's do a right-hand circuit this time. Have a look at the airfield from the east. God. Oh, why? I would not want to fly one of these in real life. Well, to be fair, I'd fly anything that anyone let me in real life. I'd fly a shopping trolley in real life if it could fly. But this is definitely unique. Retrimming. And you see I'm being pushed off there. Okay, let's make our turn. And let's watch the wobble. And this next one's going to be a full stop. So hope you enjoyed the couple of live streams. This one's not been long, but hope you enjoyed the live streams this evening. Sorry that not really been much Scandinavian ATC for the release of this airfield. I was expecting there to be a bit more, to be fair. Maybe I'm still a little bit. Maybe in the next couple hours there'll be a lot more ATC come online for a Friday evening, but currently we don't have any, which is disappointing. But no matter. I will monitor it tomorrow. I've got a fair few things to do tomorrow, but I'll be monitoring it tomorrow. And if I find some ATC online, I will definitely come back online and maybe do a non-live stream video for YouTube of that. So that'll be fun. But I like the Bonanza. I definitely like this skin. So I'm thinking I will actually do a proper ferry flight from the States, maybe over to here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a good. Okay, drop the throttle right the way down. Just bleed the throttle. (2,000 feet per minute descent rate. Wow. Drop it right down. Okay, bring the propeller back in. Okay, mixture is rich, propeller is in all the way. Just trimming. Once we get that needle into the white line, we'll start bringing in flaps and gear. First notch of flaps. Actually, let's have a bit of fun here. First notch of flaps. Gear coming down. Pappies look good. Glide slope looks good. Could look better. Flaps full. Still over 100 knots, so we're okay, but just trimming, my goodness, there's a lot of trim to go in this aircraft. And that wind. Okay. Let's see how we can do this. See if we can make this good. Every landing should be as good as you can possibly make it. Every landing is practice. Every landing is more practice for you to do the next one better. And out with the throttle and up with the pressure. Good flare attitude there. Let's hear that stall warning horn. No, I didn't hear it, but we dropped it on its main gear nicely. Wasn't the smoothest. I think I need to work on the FPS of the internals of this aircraft. I'm going to see if I can turn off some things in the configurator, like I said, like those mirrors on each side, just to see if that improves. Oh, that's the high-speed runoff of the other taxiway. It really shouldn't be there. Let's just take off again. Hang on. Just see how quickly we can get off the ground here. Oh! Evidently, that's quite dangerous in a Bonanza. No, I'm just messing around, of course. Just pop it back down on the taxiway here. Whoop, there we go. Okay. Yeah, kind of greased it. Yeah, like I say, I think the FPS in the inside of the Bonanza is a bit bad. But next time I load up the Bonanza, I will definitely check on the FPS in the internals once I make a few tweaks. I've never actually tried to manually flown around in this cinematic mode. They need to do more with their cinematic modes. Chase Plane is a beautiful app, but definitely could do with a few more cinematic modes. Got potential. Got a lot of potential for that. Can't wait for the A2A Piper Cub. It's criminal that they haven't released it yet. Oop! Sudden change there. Oh, I like how the wheels spin. Whenever you get a scenery that properly renders the ground shadows, it looks really nice, and being PBR as well. See if I can remember how to get back to my parking space. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining me this evening on my 2 flights. I'm really glad that I got two little live streams in, 2 flights, one on VATSIM and one not. I'm a bit sad that I botched up the approach in the DC6, but I'll definitely look into that that nav1 gauge issue and see if I did something wrong or if it was just a configuration issue. So there we go. Well, there we are. Thank you very much, guys, for joining, and I might see you this tomorrow. I may not. We will see. But I don't know if that I'll do it as a live stream or not. But yeah, we'll see. So that is Gothenburg in Sweden. Really looking forward to doing more VATSIM in the snow and with some proper icing conditions. So that's all from me this evening. Have a good evening, guys.